Joanna Grace here with Sound Healing Energy. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can sound professional even if you're just starting out on the piano, or if you haven't had lessons for a number of years, no problem. Just stay tuned. So notice, are you super close? And so that your shoulders go up and you're kind of stuck to your side? Or are you too far back and relaxing as if you're at the movie theater, like, yo? We want to sit up straight, and there's a really good reason for this. Not only does it help you look more professional, it allows you to lean into the piano so that you can use your natural body weight to make louder sounds and quieter sounds. The second thing is sound. I'm talking about really listening to the sound quality. We can play the notes differently, even if the music tells us play these notes, boom, 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 boom. The way that we play those tones will set us apart from someone who's just poking out the notes, or if we want to sound like a professional at the piano. I like to think about the sound as having a preparation, a playing, and a follow-through. So maybe you've played some tennis. I hope you have. I played tennis as a kid. I was really terrible at it, but I did learn this thing. If this is the racket and this is the ball, the racket is not supposed to just stay there waiting for that ball to come to it. Not at all. That racket needs to come back. Somehow I would need, or you would need, or somebody would need to be able to predict that the ball is coming, move the racket back a little bit to have that impact and follow through. That after that ball hits the racket, there's a follow through. It's not just whew, done, whew, done. That's gonna sound like kind of a choked off sound on the piano. So here's what not to do. Yeah, kind of pokey, kind of choky, pokey and choky. So don't do that. Instead, have that follow through. The third way to sound like a professional at the piano is to play pieces that are at your level, that you can actually sound good playing. And so some of you might be thinking, hey, but I just want to play Beethoven's for Elise. Why do I have to play this other stuff first? And there's a really good reason for that. Because I want you to feel successful every step of the way. And when we learn the patterns in easier pieces, we can then apply those to more difficult pieces like Beethoven's for Elise. So let's just take this book, for example. Masterwork Classics, Levels 1 and 2. It's published by Alfred. This is a great book for beginning students because it has classical sounding pieces that are not super difficult. They do take a little bit of effort, practice, attention, focus, but not too much. So let me just give you a sense of what a piece in this book sounds like. This one is called Anyone Home by Cornelius Gurlitt. For some variety, here's a piece by Bartok called Folk Dance. Number 4 is synchronicity. So let's face it, piano playing requires 2 hands on the piano, often doing different things. It's kind of like that game we played as kids, you know, tap your head, can you rub your tummy at the same time? So if you want to sound like a professional on the piano, you've got to coordinate the 2 hands. So in this piece, Carl Czerny's The Swing, you'll see that the left hand could be practiced alone. When we're wanting to synchronize our hands, we don't always have to just play both hands all at once together, everything like, let's do the whole piece. It's about looking at how can we break this piece down into achievable chunks so that it's not completely overwhelming and it's an all or nothing kind of experience. Results will vary, but when you put hands together, it can sound like this. And number 5 is don't stop playing once you start. Sometimes set that intention that you're just gonna play no matter what. It's like if you're giving a speech, or if you were a DJ on the radio and let's say you say the wrong word or you mispronounce something, are you going to laugh about it, make a big deal about it, say, oh, hold on everybody, so sorry, it wasn't Toronto, I meant Toledo, that was totally the wrong city, totally the wrong country? No, you're not gonna do that. What I'm trying to get at is that the rhythm, the way that the music continues as we're listening to it, that rhythm, that steady beat, that continuation of the music, once you stop that, everybody's gonna know you messed up. Everybody will know. Give yourself times to perform, to when you're by yourself, just give yourself that challenge and say, hey, can I play through this whole piece without stopping? And even if I play a wrong note, even if I play a wrong rhythm, even if I play something loud that was supposed to be quiet, even if I use the wrong finger on that note, can I challenge myself to just complete the piece, to just finish it? Because if you can get yourself to that point of performing, of completing, then you're taking out that perfectionism. You're trying to achieve the perfectionism, but you're allowing yourself not to be perfect. And why this is helpful is it can get you closer to your goal. It can get you that sense of continuity, of flow in the playing, of not being derailed every time you play something wrong. How frustrating that would be if you always stopped if you played something wrong and went, oh, I shouldn't have done that. No! Give yourself the opportunity to stop and practice things. Give yourself that time, but also give yourself that real pleasure of being able to start at the beginning and play to the end. And no matter what happens, just stay focused and do the best that you can. Let me just recap and say there are 5 ways that you can sound professional at the piano. Number 1 is posture. How are you sitting? Do you look like a professional? Are you slouching and look like you're gonna have movie, popcorn or whatever? Or are you ready to rock and roll, ready to play that classical piece on the piano? The second way to sound like a professional is to focus on the sound. Are you just poking out the notes, or are you able to have that follow through in the sound? Number 3 is play something at your own level. I know a lot of us are high achievers and we want to play the really hard stuff. Well, I promise you can get there, and it can be more rewarding if you start with something that is achievable, so you can have a lot of feelings of success instead of the frustration by just jumping to the end goal. Having successful steps along the way will help you feel ready for that really hard piece when you're about to tackle it. Number 4 is synchronicity. Being able to play both hands and also giving yourself permission to play one hand and the other hand, and playing hands separately before you try to put everything all together. Which leads me to number 5, make sure that when you are ready to play the whole entire piece, that you don't stop. At least give yourself some opportunities where you're just gonna play from beginning to end and not stop and not go, ugh, and not make sort of those cringy sounds as though something went terribly wrong. Give yourself those moments to perform, even if it's just for you or your cat or your dog or your cushion or your couch or your cup of coffee. Give yourself those opportunities to just play and keep the rhythm steady and see what happens, and try to release a little bit of that perfectionism and just allow yourself to be human and let the music flow. Joanna Grace here with Sound Healing Energy, teaching piano lessons and French horn lessons in person in Toronto and online wherever you get your internet. So I invite you to contact me below and get in touch. Let me know, what is your dream piece? What is it that you really want to play? And let's have a talk and see if perhaps I'm the one that can help you get there.